Hi, and welcome to our lunchtime yoga practice with me, Kalyani Nicole of Idlewild Yoga. So have your mat ready. And then if you'd like to grab a blanket that you can have folded, sometimes you might even need a bolster or some pillows to sit on the edge of. I'm going to sit here on the edge of a folded blanket and just take a moment to settle into our practice. So I know we're all busy. Nowadays, a lot of us are working at a desk online, maybe even with a lot of screens in your face. So we're going to try to undo some of that so that when you go through the rest of your day, you'll feel more balanced in your body and less of that tension and stress in the neck and shoulders and possibly even low back and hips. So sitting on the edge of a folded blanket, you're looking to have your knees be able to relax downward. So if they're still up a little bit high, then that's an indicator that you want to take an extra folded blanket to sit on, or grab a bolster or a pillow. So finding that place to just settle in. Drop the tailbone down, let that just sink down into that pillow or bolster or blanket under you. But at the same time, lift up through the front of the heart, through the sternum there. Shoulders can continue to relax. Draw the back of the skull back a little more in line with the base of your skull. Taking a nice long, deep breath. And exhale through the mouth. Sigh, let go, whatever you want. Good. Another deep breath in. And out. And I want to have you check into how your body is feeling. And notice your breath as we breathe. We want to bring that breath a little deeper than we normally do. So imagine that breath coming down lower into your body, into that belly, into the pelvis. And then feeling the breath in the front of the body, feeling the breath in the back of the body. And if you feel like it's restricted in the front, maybe you're still rounding a little bit. And see if you can't lift and open up a little bit more through that chest and heart space. And then if you feel more restricted, maybe you're opening too much through the front here, and we're closing off the breath in the back body. So kind of trying to find that place more neutral in the center. That when you take a breath, you can feel it in the front body and the back body. So also finding a steady rhythm to your breath. So as you inhale, maybe counting to 4. And as you exhale, also counting to 4, the same rhythm, the same speed. Continue that little bit of lifting through that heart center, dropping that tailbone down. So that lifting through the heart helps keep the front of the body open. Dropping that tailbone helps to keep the back body more open and the front body. Good. And taking your hands to your heart center. Taking a nice long, deep breath. And exhale. We're just going to open our practice with a little gentle om. You can join me if you like, or just listen. Inhaling. Letting your head release downward. Keeping that lifting through the front of the body. Relax the arms down at the palms. Rest up or down on your thighs. Breathe into the back of the body there. Letting the shoulders continue to relax away from the ears. Go ahead and take the right ear over to the right shoulder. And let the head come down through the center. Inhaling left ear towards left shoulder. Good. We're just going to continue that motion. Keep breathing. Breathing into the areas that feel particularly tight to you. Exhaling through the center. Inhaling up to the side. Exhaling through the center. Inhaling over to the other side. letting the head come down through the center, lifting it up to neutral. Circle the shoulders up and back and down. Let's try to introduce a little more motion and range of motion in these shoulders as we circle them. And there's sometimes areas where we kind of like want to jump over, kind of move through quickly through. See if you can move a little more slowly through those areas and breathe into them, encouraging them to also release and let go. Good, in reverse direction, back and up and forward. And then up and back and down. Let the shoulders rest away from the ears. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and long, stretch long through the sides of the body. Good. Exhale, take the hands in front of you, interlace the fingers and press them away and kind of round through the back. Curl the tailbone under if that's okay with your back and spine. Inhale, lifting up through those hands again, deep breath in. Reaching, even kind of squeezing the upper arms toward each other. Exhale, arms back down, rounding here a bit. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, rounding again. Inhaling up. Take the arms out to the side, interlace the fingers behind you, push the fingers down away from you, wiggle the elbows toward each other, open wide through the front body, deep breath in. And out. Good, one more deep breath in. And out. Good, releasing those hands. Let's come right up into table position next. So moving a blankets off the mat if you have a blanket on here. No socks, we want bare feet. And then taking a moment to find a place where your knees rest under your hips and hands under the shoulders. Pushing down evenly through your hands. And I'm going to move slightly because I've got a little bit of a carpet underneath that hand. So I'm going to try to find a place where I'm a little more even. Good. So feeling this here, hands under the shoulders. And we're going to come into just a little cat-cow. We were rounding a little bit just a moment ago. But as we do this, and we lift the head and tailbone, pull the hands towards you on the mat a little bit, engaging that. Exhale, press into the hands, round to the back to the center, release the head and tailbone. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, arch that back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, arch the back. Good, one more. Inhaling up. Exhale, arch the back. Coming back to table, let's stretch our right leg out behind us, push into the ball of the foot. Draw the tailbone down a little bit so you're more of a natural curve in your back. Push through that back heel. Breathing here. Cross that right leg over the left. Curl up that left side of the body, stretch open the right. Even look beyond your shoulder towards that right heel. Keep that tailbone kind of dropping, more neutral. Breathe. Good, come back to table. Stretch the left leg out on the mat, same thing. Push through the ball of the foot and then draw the tailbone more to neutral, pushing through that back leg. Good. Cross that left leg over the right. We're going to curl up the right side of the body, stretch open the left, tailbone is still neutral. Looking at the right heel if you can, breathing. And coming back to table. Good. We're going to stay here for a moment and getting ready to lift up into downward dog. So make sure the creases of your wrists are in line with the top edge of your mat. Fingers are spread even, thumbs form a J. Toes are curled under. Lifting up, push through the hands to push those hips back. First downward dog of the day. Go ahead and paddle through your heels. Keep your feet about hip width apart. Hands are still shoulder width apart. Good. Press through those hands, lift those hips up and back a little more. Let the chest open toward the earth. Press into the mound of the index finger and thumb. Roll the inner arms up toward the ceiling. Release that head and neck. Good. You can keep a little bend in your knees if you have tightness in the low back. Because when we begin to straighten our legs, you can almost see this in my back, it starts to round a little more. So keep a little more bend there if that's tight in the back. Go ahead and walk the feet toward the hands. Keep your feet about hip width apart. Bend the knees a little more and just hang in forward fold. Again, breathing some more space through our back body. Push firmly into the feet. Sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Stretch nice and long here. Tailbone reaches down. Then exhale our hands to heart. Good. We're going to come into a few rounds of half sun salutation, and then we'll move through a few standing postures as well. So finding space on your mat. Feet can be hip width apart or together, whichever feels better for your body. And reach down for a moment first. Look at your second toe and try to have that in line with the center of your ankle. So big toes will be in a little bit more. Reach down through the 3 points of your feet. So feel the mound of the big toe, now a little toe, in the center of the heel, and feel that the torso kind of rocks back when you feel that. Good. Toes can relax. Are those thigh muscles in? You want to drop the tailbone down and pull the femur bones back underneath of us. Good. Keeping that tailbone neutral so we have natural curve in the low back, not an exaggerated curve and not tucked under. All right, so finding that lengthen through the spine, reach up through the crown of the head, lengthening, push through the feet, extend up through the crown. Arms are somewhat relaxed. We have a little room under our arms here. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, sweeping those arms up, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up with palms forward. This one, I want you to lift up and out of the waist. Engage your glute muscles, your butt muscles a little more, and open here. Keep that openness as you keep that tailbone more neutral and you're drawing in with your belly button as you come into your forward fold here. Releasing the head and neck. Breathing, lifting the torso to our flat back now. Same concept, tailbone drops, lengthen through the spine. We're going to play here for a moment. Hands can be on your lower legs or your thighs. Some of you will even be able to reach for your toes and keep that flat back. So what I want you to do is lengthen that spine, tailbone drops, drop your chin toward your chest. Now we're going to pretend as we lift our chin back to a neutral position that we're actually pulling the sternum up with it too. Lengthening through that sternum a little more. Good. Push into your legs, lift up into Utkatasana. Now if you have any low back issues, keep your hands at shoulder height. Otherwise, bring them on up and exhale, sink into your legs a little more. Inhale, lifting back up, stretch long. Exhale, arms by your side. Inhale, reaching up again. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, palms forward. And exhale into your forward fold. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale down. Inhaling, Utkatasana. Exhaling, sink down. Inhaling up. Arms by your side as you exhale. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Reach up again, lift and lengthen, gentle back down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. Inhale. Utkatasana. Sink. Lifting up. And arms by our side. Good. We're going to flow into some standing postures this next time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Samastihiti Sarita Namaskara. Inhale, reaching up, Hasta Uttanasana. Exhaling, bowing forward and down to forward fold. Inhale to your flat back. Exhaling down. Inhaling, this time coming into Utkatasana with hands at our heart. We're going to go ahead and step back with the left foot. coming into a high lunge, but then we're going to pivot and open to warrior two. So my left foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. And my right knee is over my right heel. So if that's going past it, then I can be a little wider front to back, meaning I can move that foot forward. Now if my knee is back here, and I can't really do this comfortably coming into a deeper lunge, then I need to move that foot back towards me. So opening here, pushing through that back foot, opening our hips to the side. Sometimes when we're seated for a long time, our hips get really tight. So I love opening the hips after we've been seated, we're traveling or sitting at our desk. So what I want you to imagine is you push into that back foot. We're opening this right thigh open to the side, keeping that knee tracking forward over toward the second and third toe. This one is still rolling in a little bit, but we're pulling that backwards. It pops forward a lot, so we're going to open the hip by pulling that back. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Arms come up. Breathe, gazing forward. Softening the eyes, soften the shoulders, lift through the heart. This is open-hearted warrior, so we're reaching from fingertip to fingertip, and we're opening wide. Opening the hips, opening the chest. Good. Let's do reverse warrior. And coming into extended side angle. Right forearm can rest on right thigh. Now some of you will be able to take that hand down to the floor or a block. Opening here. What I don't want to take is you so low that you can't play with opening this chest a little bit more to the side. So rather stay up higher. Watch that we're not collapsing on this right shoulder. Extend through that left arm. Just a couple of breaths here. Deep breath in and out. Good. Lifting back up. This time we're going to straighten that right leg. Pivot that foot to be parallel with the left. Wide-legged forward fold here in a moment. So right and left foot are in the same line. Sometimes one toe will be ahead of the other big toe. So make sure those are in the same line. Pushing down through the 3 points of your feet. Engaging those legs, feeling that strength and lengthening through the spine. Let's just keep our hands on our hips for this one. Deep breath in. And exhale, we're hinging at the hips. So we're lengthening this torso forward and down. Hands can come to the floor. Release the head and neck. And rock a little more up onto the balls of your feet, but still stretch out through those heels. You can turn your head a little side to side. Good. Pause and breathe. Inhaling up to flat back. Take your right hand into the center here. Left hand to your sacrum. I'm going to twist to the left. Your right hip can drop a little. If you want, you can take that left hand up to the sky and stretch here so that lengthen through your spine. So tailbone is reaching back behind you. Tailbone is dropping a little, and we're lengthening up through that sternum. Twisting, deep breath in and down. And I even like push into that floor with that right hand to help rotate you open a little bit more as you reach through those fingers. And exhale to center. Left hand now is in the center. Sweeping that right hand up. That right hip may drop a little bit, that's okay. Keeping that SI joint safe. Push into that left hand in the floor. Reaching and opening to the side, lengthening through the spine. So tailbone drops, lengthen through that sternum. Breathing. And exhale, rotate to the floor. Take your hands to your hips. Create that length again through that torso. And reverse all the way back up. Good. So we're going to do Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2 on the opposite side. So just pivot that left foot to face the back of your mat. The right foot stays parallel with the top. Bend the left knee. Same thing, watch your distance front to back. Sink into your lunge. Live through the heart. Now we're pushing this right hip back behind us. It's still rotating in a little, but we're still pushing that back behind us. This is opening as well, keeping the left knee in line with the second and third toes, shoulders over hips, arms up. Reach wide from fingertip to fingertip. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And breathe. You can look over the third left finger, soft gaze. Breathing. Good. Right hand down the back of that leg. Reverse warrior, stretch long here. Keep lunging and try not to let that hip pop forward. Keep pulling that hip back. Breathe through that right side, opening that up. Coming into extended side angle on the side. Left forearm on left thigh. And I use it to push into that thigh to almost help rotate me open a little bit more. Keeping that shoulder from rolling forward or collapsing. Good. Press through that outer right foot. Stretching here up through those right fingers. So rather than go deeper and lower down with your torso in this, stay a little more up and get that openness as you rotate that torso open a little more. Keep breathing. Good. This time we're going to rotate and face the floor towards that right foot. Go ahead and step on back into a downward dog. Take a moment to stretch long. And then drop your knees down to your mat. We're going to come into Virasana or Hero's Pose. So if you want, I have you facing the back of your mat at this point. Feel free to spin and turn around to face the front of your mat if you want. But coming into our Hero's Pose. Now in Hero's Pose, if you can't sit comfortably back on your heels like this, it's okay. A couple of options here. It's okay if you want to just straddle a pillow or a bolster and sit this way. The other option is if you have some blocks available, I've moved mine, you can also sit on a block. If you can, just coming all the way back onto your heels. And we want to, again, release the tailbone down. See how much that shifts and changes my posture. It also helps like when our ribs, our lower ribs are, you have a tendency for those to jut out. When you drop that tailbone in, it helps pull those back in. So then my breath isn't being cut off back here. It's coming into a more neutral position. Keep lifting through that sternum. Just pause here for a moment and breathe. You can even close your eyes. Good. Gently opening your eyes. We're going to come right into Ustrasana or camel pose. I love this one too. It gets categorized often as a back bend, and of course it is to a degree, but I really love that it's a big, deep heart opener, chest opener. When we sit at our computers, we tend to round so much, or sometimes it's just our tendency and naturally it is just round. We learned that. So instead of getting all caught up in the back bend part, I want you guys to think about the opening through the chest. So we come into this moment, what I want us to do is, again, we're going to keep the tailbone dropped. We're actually even going to engage our glute muscles, our butt muscles. And we're going to keep that strong engagement while we're pulling the femur bone still back underneath of us. And it's almost as if we're going to be pushing our hips forward. But I want you to think about that lifting through, it's like you're lifting and lengthening through the spine and then coming into the upper chest open, okay? So we're going to do this in just a very gentle version. Reaching down through your knees, hip distance apart, toes are curled under behind us. Tailbone is dropping, engage those glutes firmly. Stick the left arm up, circle it nice and long, opening up through that chest already here. And bring that arm down, and even reach for your upper back thigh. Everybody's arm length is going to be different. Same with the right arm, circling that up and around, bringing that down, reaching for that side. Tacking that tailbone, lifting through the heart, deep breath in, and just begin to open through that chest. Wiggle the shoulder blades toward each other. Your gaze can be up at the ceiling. Try not to tip the head back. Keeping that long there. So I even like to gaze forward a little bit, lifting up through the heart, lifting up and out of the waist. Engage those glutes, push the hips forward, lift through the heart. Another deep breath in here. Good. And lifting back up. I'm going to circle the right arm down to the floor, table, left arm circles down. We're going to come into revolved child pose. So right hand, palm up under the left, right shoulder comes to the floor, right side of the head. Take the left arm up, rest it behind you. Push into that right shoulder, rotating the chest open. Deep breath in and out. Breathing again. Good. Exhaling and untwisting. Push into that right hand. We're going to do that on the opposite side. Left hand palm up under the right, onto the left shoulder, left side of the head. Right arm comes up, resting behind you. Push into that left arm, rotating the chest open a little more, breathing deeply. And exhale. Right hand pushes into the floor, lifting that torso up. Cross your legs over, sit on back. We're going to come onto our backs. I like to spread a blanket on the floor when I'm on my back. So from here, coming down onto your back. Keep your knees bent. We'll lift the hips and curl the tailbone under and then set that sacrum back down a little bit. Find neutral where your low back is a natural curve, not overarching or not flat on the floor. Try to maintain that. You can even put your hands under your sacrum if you need to. We're going to just bring our legs right on up to vertical. So hands can be under the sacrum or alongside of you. And just breathe. We're going to hold these legs here for just a few breaths. You can hold the back of the legs if you need to, or just keep them extending out. Breathing. And then we're just going to do a couple of leg lifts here just to encourage our core strength. From sitting, we want to keep our core nice and strong to help keep our healthy low back, all that good stuff. So we'll do double leg lifts. We'll just do 9. Inhale, press through those heels. Exhale, we're only lowering to the point where we feel like our lower back is going to lift into a big arch. We don't want that. So inhale, lift the legs back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, 2. Exhale, down. Inhale, 3. Exhale, down. Inhale, 4. Exhale, down. Inhale, 5. Exhale, down. Inhale, 6. Exhale, down. Inhale, 7. Exhale, down. Inhale, 8. One more. Exhale, down. Starting to feel that burn. You can do it. Inhale up. 9. Good. Hug the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. Deep breath in here and out. Good. I'm going to take the soles of our feet to the floor, hip width apart, setting up for bridge pose. Arms alongside of you. Curl the tailbone under. Push into those legs. Feet. Sorry, lifting those hips. Now, as they come up, again, engaging the glutes. Keep the knees still tracking straight. Sometimes they want to wing out to the side. Lifting all the way up to the level of your shoulders. At that point, look straight at the ceiling. Just keep the arms on either side here. You can walk the shoulders under you a little bit, but push into the floor with the hands. And breathe. Breathing into the front of the chest. Engage those glutes strongly. Push into the mound of that big toe to keep those knees from winging out. Good, and then curl the tailbone under, firmly lowering down through the spine. And one more time, hug the knees in. Straighten the left leg out on the floor. Coming into supine twist, we're gonna move our hips a little to the right to roll up onto that left side. Right bent knee falls to the left. Keep the right shoulder in touch with the floor. Right hand comes out, palm up. Sending again that tailbone down towards that left foot. Breathing here in your twist. Good. Sailing over onto your back. Moving hips to center. Right leg is straight. Left knee comes in. Squeeze. Push through that right heel. Great. And then we're going to move the hips to the left. Roll into the right hip. The left knee falls to the right. You can hook those toes behind the right knee. The left arm comes out. Shoulder stays in touch with the floor. Tailbone drops. Breathing. Falling over toward the back again, rolling over. Hips into center, hug those knees in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Go ahead and stretch those legs out on the floor. Take them to the edges of the mat and rock those legs, feet side to side. And walk those shoulder blades under you. Roll the palms to the ceiling. Rock the head side to side. Deep breath in. And out. Use your exhale to completely settle into the floor, into the mat underneath of you. Pausing here, breathing deeply. And then letting go of the breath. Letting go of the thoughts. Remaining in a few moments of stillness here in your Shavasana, one of the most important poses of the practice. And then depending on your time frame, if you have the time and you want to continue to stay here a little longer in your Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, just beginning to bend those knees again. Take your right arm out, stretch that up overhead if that's good for your, okay with your body, and roll to that right side. Just pause here for a moment and breathe. Pushing into that left hand, lifting the torso back up. Coming back to your seated position that we started the beginning of class with. Shoulders relax, tailbone drops. Feel the breath as you lift through the sternum with the tailbone reaching down, the crown of the head reaching up. Deep breath in and out. Hands to heart. Breathing in for Om. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day.